Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Cooper and welcome back to SIS Film Breakdowns. This week's episode highlights Dayton tight end Adam Trautman. A unanimous All-American in 2019, Trautman led all FCS tight ends in yards and touchdowns. A former quarterback, Trautman made the change to tight end during his second season at Dayton and continued to improve over his final 4 seasons. The Saints drafted him in the 3rd round with the 105th overall pick. At the Combine, Trautman measured in at 6'5" even, 255 pounds. He looked good in testing and drills, which included a 4.80 40, 4.27 shuttle, 6.78 3-cone, and a 34.5-inch vertical jump. Let's see how those numbers translate to the field by taking a look at last season's games against Indiana State, Jacksonville, and Drake. Let's start by watching Trautman outside of the normal tight end position. On this first play against Indiana State, he's lined up in the backfield as a fullback in motion, and at the snap, he wheels out to the left and up the sideline. As the ball approaches here, the ball actually gets tipped by the underneath defender, but Trautman shows good concentration to find the ball, make the grab, and even gain some extra yards on the play. This next play has Trautman lined up wide as the single receiver to the left side of the formation. He's going to run a modified post route here, and at the snap, he does a good job getting a free release off the line and winning inside. The ball is put right on his face mask here, and he shows strong hands to make the catch for a solid gain. Now let's take a look at the Jacksonville game with Trautman again lined up wide, but this time to the right of the formation. With Dayton in the red zone, Trautman runs a fade to the back corner of the end zone for a jump ball. And at the snap, he uses his size and strength to fight straight through the corner and then is able to box him out in the end zone and high point the ball for the touchdown here in the back corner. Trautman has shown steady improvement over the past 4 seasons with the Flyers. After making the switch from quarterback to tight end in 2016, both his receiving yards and touchdowns increased every season. Starting with 238 yards and 3 touchdowns his first season, he finished with an incredible 916 yards and 14 touchdowns in his final season. Now let's take a look at Trautman in line as a traditional tight end and watch a few more passing plays. This play is from the Indiana State game, and Trautman is lined up as the tight end on the left side and is going to run a deep cross to the right. Now off the line, he fights through the contact and then finds the opening in the zone. The ball is lofted up to him and he shows off a good vertical as he goes up and gets the ball at its highest point over the defender and makes another solid catch here. Back to the Jacksonville game now, Trautman is lined up as the tight end on the right side of the formation and is going to run a corner post. He's able to get a pretty free release off the line and then runs a good route, selling the corner before coming back to the post, securing the catch, and then dragging both defenders about 5 yards into the end zone for an easy score. Now let's take a look at a couple of one-on-ones from Senior Bowl practice. We're going to watch both views in real speed. This first one is him lined up against a linebacker in press. Now he's going to run a corner route here, and at the snap, he does a good job firing his feet and then clearing through with his left arm to help get a better release. At the top of the route, he gives a good hard step inside before winning easily to the outside. Unfortunately, it's just an overthrown ball. On the tight copy, we get a good look here off the line, a good move at the top of the route, and then the ball just being overthrown. Now the next route is sort of a V route, and this time it's up against the safety. Another pretty good job here getting on his route fairly clean, and then at the top of the route being able to redirect and create good separation. Now again, once we get to the tight copy, we get a good look at his feet and hands, getting into the route and then able to make a move at the top of the route before making an easy pitch and catch here for a big gain. We can see here the accolades that Trautman received during his time with Dayton. In addition to being a team captain, he was a first-team FCS All-American and the Pioneer League Offensive Player of the Year in 2019, while also finishing his career as the program's leader in career receptions, career receiving yards, season receptions, and game receiving touchdowns. Now let's see what Trautman can do as a blocker. First from the Drake game. He's lined up as a tight end to the left side of the formation here, and it's going to be an outside zone run away from him. He has a 5 technique lined up to the inside of him, and at the snap here, he does a good job of reaching him to seal off the backside. He's a little high, but the quickness out of his stance allowed him to get in the way and provide an effective block, and he also finishes with a strong push at the end of the play. This next play shows him in pass pro from the Indiana State game. He's lined up on the left side and at the snap shows good strength and does a good job of mirroring the defender and anchoring, not letting him anywhere close to the backfield. It's a nice clean block in pass pro here from Trautman. Now the final play we're going to look at is a weird one from the Jacksonville game, and I'm going to play it at real speed. He's lined up as a tight end to the right now, and he's going to be in pass pro. It's a slide left protection, and Trautman does a good job moving his feet to both directions and mirroring the defenders. Once the quarterback begins to scramble here, Trautman falls off his blocking assignment and then becomes the receiver. His quarterback actually finds him, and Trautman has the speed to scamper 30 yards to the end zone for a touchdown. Good improv skills here from Trautman after showing a solid pass pro to start the play. When we take a look at the Saints tight end usage over the past 2 seasons, we can see a bit of a difference from 2018 to 2019. In 2018, they saw 90 total targets and scored 4 touchdowns, while in 2019 seeing 102 overall targets and the touchdown number up to 12. The touchdowns jumped from tied 20th in the league to tied 2nd. Now, when separating out slot and wide targets, somewhere Trautman would fit in well, Saints tight ends had 45 targets and no touchdowns in 2018, while seeing 61 targets and scoring 7 touchdowns in 2019, a number that tied for tops in the NFL. Jared Cook and Josh Hill are still on the team and should provide much needed veteran leadership and guidance for Trautman as he develops. Now let's take a step back and look at Jimmy Graham's prime years with the Saints. From 2011 to 2014, Graham saw at least 125 targets per year, and each of those 4 seasons were among the top 10 in tight end targets over that span. His 2011 season, where he saw 149 targets and caught 99 passes, and his 2013 season with 142 targets and 86 receptions, both ranked first in the league. Now, is Adam Trautman going to be Jimmy Graham? Probably not. However, the athleticism is there, and with one of the league's best receivers and Michael Thomas on the outside, it's hopeful that he can draw coverage to open up the middle of the field and allow for Trautman to be a high-volume guy inside the numbers, just as Graham was. Make sure to go get the SIS Football Rookie Handbook or register for a free trial on the SIS DataHub to see all of these stats and more for every player, and also tune in each week to the Off the Charts podcast. Thanks for watching SIS Film Breakdowns.